Hi everyone and welcome back to Sew Blogs by Jess. And we are in the last and final block of Blockhead, Moda Blockhead 6. And it's called Mood Water Wheel by Sarah Thomas of Serendipity. And it's another huge block. It ends up at 18 inches finished. I started putting up my quilt over here and I kind of like have a thing that I have going on, and I'll show it to you in the next video. I am down to the nitty gritty. I'm really hoping that these fabrics that I picked will round it out nicely. We'll just say. It was hard getting the bigger blocks. I kind of really wish that they took these bigger blocks and put them at the beginning instead of putting two of them at the beginning and the two large ones at the end, knowing that some people were just using fat quarters, and you know, if you make a mistake or do little things like that, you might not have enough. And then we'll be scrounging around at the end. Let me put this stuff away. I don't know, but let's be real. Moda, if you're listening, the next time that we do these blocks, let's do the big ones at the beginning if you just had to do 18-inch blocks. Just so we know we have enough fabric all the way around. Again, I'm hoping that these fabrics work out well. And if they don't, they will anyway. I have all the confidence in the world that they will. Okay, so let me go ahead, flip you down so that you can see what we have going on. Let me show you what we got going on, and then hopefully at the end of the video I'll push it up there, up on the wall, and kind of show you where we are in my thinking of how I would like my quilt laid out. Okay, so here are the blocks that we have. So let's just go down. So I have two 5.5-inch squares for A, and they're both the same. Maybe I should have made them differently. Well, it's all right. Then I have 4 of B, which is 5.5, and they're all different reds within the lines. Then next we have C. C's cut in 2 different sections, where I have 2 5.5 squares, which are right here. Then I have 5.5-inch squares. There's 4 of them. I use also the background fabric for that too. So we have that. Then we have 4. Where do these go? Oh, this is E. So that's 5.5-inch squares, and that's going to be E. And then they wanted us to do some flip corners on the corners, and that is 2.5-inch squares. Yes. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is make our pinwheel in the center. And the pinwheel is 1 block, so the A and the B fabrics. So we have A here. Let's go ahead and let me push these to the side for the moment. So I have A, and now I just need to pick 2 of these that I want just as my center. Let's see which ones would work well off of each other. How about we go with, I don't want this one with it because, you know, that's like together. So now we're down to these. Yeah, let's just pick this one up. Let's do all of these 4. All right, well, I gotta get my iron together, because we need to iron these flat. So as we're ironing them flat, I'm just going to go ahead and turn these 2 squares around and draw a half. And draw a line. Oh, that's not going to be big enough. That's not going to be big enough either. All right, hold on a second. All right. I'm going to start in the middle. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I'm like striking out today. Oh, there we go. There's one line. And there's my second line. And then we're going to, I'm just going to put these together and we'll iron them together. And I just used a regular pen, so at least the ink won't come off. There we go. There's one. And there's the second one. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sew a 1/4 inch down either side. We'll be right back. Okay, so we've sewn our 1/4 inch. Now we're going to open it up. I'm just going to press to the green. Simply just all right. So this is going to create our pinwheel in the center. Let's see, this is B. So B goes down. Okay. There we go. Anybody ever feel angrily challenged when they're making pinwheels? There we go. So that's going to be the center of our block. All right. So our next step is we need to create half square triangles with the other B's, which is right here, and the E's, which are right here, or with the C. Okay, so B and C. And so I need 2 here and 2 here. And we're just going to have to do the same step that we did on making that pinwheel in the center. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right, let's make as much room as we can. So let's put this block together. All right, let's put everything away. All right, here we go. So B is the red. Yep. No, B is the red. Here we go. All right, make sure everything's... I don't know if I have enough room right here, but we'll work it out. Okay. Then we have this. Are going to make it look like they have flying geese coming out. All right, so these are going to be opposite. All right, let's put that there. Then this one, so the E's are going to be making them look like they have, oh, I don't want that one yet. We'll put that one down here. Make like the E's look like they have flying geese going on. Oops, that goes that way. Okay. And then just place these around. All right, and there's our block. Ooh, oh, it's big. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tackle it by sewing in I'm going to sew these blocks together, join them in the middle, or I can go row by row. It doesn't matter, as long as I'm just going to make horizontal. I'm going to make vertical columns. I drank coffee and now my brain's going at 100 miles an hour, which is okay. I'm awake. I can feel it. And then I'm going to do the rows. And then we'll be good to go. All right, I'll take pictures as I go. All right, and the last thing we need to do is create our flip corners, which will take our 2.5 inch square. We'll put it on the corner. And then I'm going to use my 1/4 inch line on my ruler and put that diagonal corner to corner. And then I'm going to cut, so it's going to create my 1/4 inch seam for me. All right. I'm going to do that to all 4 corners. And here she is. Looks like a mint, like, you know, I don't know, very Christmassy. It's the most wonderful time of the year. All right, well, that concludes the last block of Moda Blockheads 6. I can't believe I made it through all 24 blocks. I was full of steam at the beginning, you know, and then as the school year went off, my steam kind of ran out, but here I am. We're done. We're getting it together. So, Mod Water Reel by Sarah Thomas of Serendipity. Thank you so much for putting this block together. I'm going to go ahead, stick it up on the wall, and give you a picture of what potentially the block will look like. Or the quilt, I mean. It looks really good. I'm really excited. So until our next video, until our next short, I hope you have a wonderful day and keep sewing. All right, I'll see you later.